Aaronette from Jacksonville, and we've been together for 3 years.
Walter Hope. Oh man. I have 5 sisters younger than me. I have a brother that's younger than me also. I was the oldest. My mother is 13 years older than me. So I became the man of the house probably when I was about 13.
How long have you known each other?
Since 7th grade, junior high school. I played basketball and ran track.
We was in the same school. He was an athlete, and I think we had probably over the years probably 1 or 2 classes together. But Walter was always a cool, laid back, quiet person. He really wasn't in the crowd of others or none of that type of stuff. He just pretty much was a to himself type person. So he was always cute. You hear other girls around the school say he was cute, but like he just was to himself.
She always caught my attention. A lot of girls caught my attention back then, but just a teenager, she caught my attention. She was pretty. She was well known. Every time you turned around, you knew it was her. You could hear her voice, very loud. I'm like, that's Aaronette.
I was loud. I just had a high pitch voice. There's a difference.
Both.
It's a safe space.
Both.
So that was how many years ago? 20? 30?
Probably about 30 years ago. Well, it's a lot in that space. I probably seen her maybe once in that whole time. We was actually living in the same apartments, and I just seen her walk around the corner. And we spoke to each other. That was really it. I wasn't into social media, and I had just went through a divorce, so I felt like I needed to do something with my time. So I got on social media back in 2017, Facebook, and just a lot of people just started popping up. Like, oh, I ain't seen them before. And then I finally, one popped up of her, and I said, hey, Aaronette, beautiful. I just told her that she was beautiful because I thought she was beautiful.
I think I updated my profile picture or something because I hadn't been on Facebook in like over almost probably like 2 years. And I just happened to open it because I went to the class reunion and I wanted to see the pictures. So I went to go look because I only was on Instagram and I forgot and left it open. I didn't deactivate it. And I had a friend request and it was from him. Opened up and then it said his name and I looked at the picture. I was like, oh. That's what I was like. I called my best friend. I was like, girl, did you see Walter on Facebook? She told me, girl, yes, don't he look good? I said, girl, yes, I wonder where he been at. He looked like he wanted to start a conversation. And I was like, I'm not finna conversate with that man like that on open social media. I said, I need to go check his thing out. So I went on his page. So I went to look and I ain't see nothing about him with no woman. No, I ain't see no woman on the page. I saw his kids and I saw a lot of spiritual stuff. So I told my best friend, I said, well, he must be saved. I said, because he got a lot of spiritual stuff in him. So on his page, I said, I said, that's what's up. I said, but I'm not saying nothing back to him. I said, so I guess that's that. And I was just strolling on my Facebook and I was a little tipsy. And I seen Walter post something and it was very disturbing to me. Stress - depressed in big black bold letters. And I was like, I wonder what's wrong with him. At the particular time, I was going through something. I was unemployed. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do whatever I can to keep my mind going without just thinking about that. Because I'm the type of person, I'm going to go handle whatever on my own. I've always been independent. You know what I mean? So that particular night, I was just throwing there and I contemplated back and forth. And I said, I'm finna inbox him. I didn't know his situation. And my exact words to him was, Walter, are you okay? I didn't get a response. So I waited about 10 more minutes and I said, Walter, and I put a question mark behind it. I still never got a response. So after a while, I fell asleep because, it's getting late. You know how you wake up and go to the restroom in the middle of the night? I checked my thing and he responded. And he said, thank you for asking. He said, but no, I'm not okay. And I said to him, I don't know what's going on. I said, but I'm a neutral person. And I said, if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Only because at the particular time I was going through something. So I told him, I said, I don't know what's going on. I said, but I know the enemy like to play on people's mind. And I said, and especially good people. I said, so if you need to talk and it's something you really need to talk about, I said, give me a call. I say, because I hadn't been out drinking, so I knew I wasn't going nowhere. I saw it was before they going. It was on the next day was Sunday, so I was like, I'm not going to service in the morning. So if you need someone to talk to, give me a call. And he said, all right. And I said, no, I'm serious. And I put my phone number in there. Not trying to holler at him, not trying to do none of that, but just trying to be there for somebody because of who I've always known him to be. It wasn't that type of person.
It made me feel good that, you know, like she cared. Like I said, I haven't seen her in so long. And, you know, still I was hesitant, you know, and plus I was Facebook illiterate. I didn't know what to post. I thought your post was real. So that's the place I was in at the moment.
He called me and he said it was so many other people who inboxed me and asked me that I need to talk. He said, but I felt like they were being nosy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but with you and your approach, it was totally different. And I think that's because he said he was hesitant.
Yeah.
But he told me that's what made him call. So at the time, like I said, I was unemployed, so I kept looking for a job. And I told him, when he told me what was wrong with him, he told me that he was going through what he was going through. And I told him what I was going through. And then basically that week I had 2 job interviews. So through whatever I was going through, I still was talking to Walter, encouraging him every single day. It's like we talking on the phone now every single day. And that one particular day, that Thursday, he ended up calling me. And I kind of was short with him. And I basically told him that I didn't want to be short with him. But, you know, I wasn't in the mood to talk right then. So I'll give him a call back. Well, I didn't give him a call back. So he ended up calling me. And he was like, I said that, you know, I was going to call him back. But he said I just did not sound right. I did not sound like the person who had been uplifting him every day. So, like I said, I told him I didn't have a job. But I didn't tell him my state and my situations I was in. So at that day, now mind you, we ain't seen each other in 25 years at this point. Almost. So he was like, what, if you don't mind me asking? He said, what's wrong? Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's wrong. I said, I've been out of a job. At this point, it's April. So I was like, I've been out of a job. I said, since January. I said, I got my taxes. I said, I paid up my bills. I said, I was going into my 3rd month of my car getting taken. I said, almost for my car to get taken. And my friend girls paid my car note for me. I said, I was late on my rent in the last month. I said, I got that up. I said, then now, boom, it's going to be rent due again. These people done told me I did not get this job. I said, I'm just frustrated. I said, and rent is going to be due again tomorrow. And I have nothing but $2 to my name. So he just got quiet. He was like, wow. He said, so you going through all of this stuff, but then you still got enough in you to encourage me? And I was like, yeah. I said, because I said, God give us challenges and we go through things, and I know he going to see us through. I said, but I'm just tired. I said, I'm tired. And I said, and I just don't know what to do at this point. So he said, if you don't mind me asking, he said, how much is your rent? And I told him. He said, I'll pay it. And I was like, I can't take that type of money from you. He said, look, when God tell me to move, I got to move. He said, I'm a giver. He said, I'll pay your rent. He said, I will meet you tomorrow. He said, I'll call you when I get off work. I will meet you somewhere tomorrow, and I'll give you your rent money. My daughter was paying my light bill and my cell phone bill every month. And so basically she was coming in town, and she went to go, she asked could we start to get my son, and I was like, well, I don't want to get him yet because I got to meet I hadn't told her about him and what was going on, and I was like, and I don't want to bring Tavares around him because you know how he is. And then she was like, no, he need to come. So I went and got him, and I was gonna leave and meet Walter, and my son said no. Let him come over here. I want to see what type of dude this is. He paying my mama rent. He ain't seen you since when? So I was like, he said, yo, we need to meet him, which was kind of odd because my daughter live way up north, and my son, you know what I'm saying, I don't really put him in there because he one of them type that be upset if something go wrong with me and somebody. So it was like crazy because he met both of my children at the same time when all of this was going on. So he came over, and not only did he pay me my rent, he gave me extra, and he told me to do whatever I need to do with it, you know, so I have some extra change in my pocket. So what I did with it was, I told him I like decorating, and he said he wanted me to redo his room, you know what I'm saying? So I went and bought him comforter set and a candle and a card to let him know that I appreciate him. I could have kept the money and did something else with it, but he poured into me. It was a little thought, but I did it. And I called him back over the next day, and I gave him the card. And he was watery-eyed because he was like, no one had never did nothing like that for him. From there, we just kept talking, and it wasn't planned, and we just ended up together.
She's what I need. You know, she's been what I needed. And some.
He a stand-up guy, for real. He really is. And then sometimes I'm so used to doing everything on my own, it kind of blocked me because he really know how to be a good person and, you know, be Johnny on the spot. But I'm so used to doing it for myself, it kind of mess up things sometimes. So I have to try to allow him to be him and be the man that he is, because sometimes I could block that because I'm so used to doing everything on my own.
I hate talking about the relationship I was in. We was together for 27 years. We went to school together. We have 3 daughters together.
You married for how long?
And was married for 19 years. It was a lot of things in the relationship that took away from me. It didn't build me up. It hid the qualities in me. It also made me feel like I was inadequate. You know, I could never do enough. You know, instead of taking away from me, I needed to be built up. You know, and I still haven't reached my potential. That's how I feel. And just within 3 years, she've already got me on another mindset, you know, and on top of healing through what I've been through in that past relationship.
What makes Walt stand out?
Well, number one, like I said, you know, in my past, I was, you know, in my younger day, I was into different type of guys. But then, as me as an individual, changed my mindset, I wanted something different, and he was that. As I say, he's a stand-up guy. He loves God. He's not about being out and about doing this and that with everybody else. He's about his household and his family. He's into his children. You know, he works hard. You know, he'll do whatever he can to help somebody if he can. He compliments me. He lets me know it's about me. And he does things to put me in a better position where I won't be without.
I mean, she's an independent, strong, independent person. You know, I am also. But I always told her, you know, you grow from being independent to interdependent. And from that day, I've seen nothing but growth. I mean, it take a minute, but you know, she realized a lot of things, and without me even saying it, she'll just, you know, acknowledge it and try to correct it.
Has y'all baggage ever bumped into each other's baggage?
Baggage?
What kind of baggage?
So let's rephrase. Has your past ever collided with each
You know
other?
what I'm saying? It's different because he was in a marriage, so it's gonna take him a little longer process to heal because you had all that togetherness. See, when he got with me, I wasn't with anyone, so therefore, I mean, I was pretty much free, and my main focus was getting me some more employment. I wasn't thinking about a man or none of that, and I always told him before I even started a job again, I had already, and for 3 months after that, I was unemployed, so. He even told me to tell my daughter, don't do nothing. He got me. He handled that until I got it. And the day that I got it and that rent was going to be due again, I was like, you pay it, I'm giving you your money back. I just was going to get paid, I think, after the rent was due. So I'm like, I don't want to get a late fee. You pay it, I'm going to give you your money back. I'm not trying to do all that. You know what I'm saying? And I had to let him know, yeah, you can't end doing this, but I holds me down. When I got it, I holds me down. So he knew that he didn't have no sorry woman on his team, and he knew that I told him what I said and I meant what I said, and I showed him. And the same thing with him. Like, he was a man of his word. Everything he ever told me he was gonna do, he did it. When you say bad baggage, like for instance, because in his past situation, he did everything. You know what I'm saying? He did everything. He paid everything. He did everything. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't used to someone like bringing something to it with him. So in my eyes, when he's doing things, he's doing what he's used to doing. In my eyes, it looks like he's being sneaky because he's not communicating with me to tell me what he's doing. And he's like, this is how I do that. I'm like, but you cannot do that anymore. You're with someone who brings something to the table with you. So we need to discuss these things. So it's different. He's used to doing things how he's used to doing it. And I am too. But I know when both people come together and they're in one place together, you're supposed to communicate about certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all have communication issues?
About certain things.
Okay.
No,
Well,
he initiated that.
well, you help me walk.
I just thought it was important that, you know, we know what we're getting into to move further, know what's needed to help this relationship and help us individually. I never had counseling prior to getting in a relationship. I only had it when you thought, oh, you need to go have counseling when there's an issue. So I was like, man, so it's some things that might need to be worked out or understood at least before taking that step. Probably, well, he's my pastor now, but probably because he was the closest. I didn't trust people. You know, I've been counseled before when I paid money and it never ended. Like, look, we just gonna keep doing this as long as we're taking your money. Come on. That didn't work out. And then I went to counselors that they wanted to just jump on me. And I was like, look, I'm not the only problem. I'm not the only issue. So you're not gonna get to it. I was like, you know what, let's go to him because I don't want her to think that I'm trying to find somebody to be on my team. I know that he wasn't going to be with me, even though he's a man. He wasn't just going to be with me. He was going to hear her out too and hear me, and he knew her. So I believe he probably could reach her also, you know, and understand her a little bit better, and then help me understand her.
I said, well, what you, I don't know what you getting jarred for. What he supposed to do? I'm looking at it is he not trying to get canceled. I'm looking at he running telling my brother something about me, and he gonna straighten me. So that's what I'm looking at it like. But once I got there, it was totally different, and I'm glad he did it. See, something bad in my mind turned into something good for the both of us, and I'm glad.
I was blindsided. I mean, it made me really think about how I grew up. We wasn't in a bad space. I mean, we definitely needed to work through things and know how to work through things. But we also need to know where do these things come from. I needed to know where it come from. I mean, she said I'm one kind of way. I never really held the mirror up to myself and just looked at me. So I was like, I don't hear that. And also with her, I'm like, I see you every day. I know people tell you these things about you. I know they've been telling you these things about you. So maybe you need to hear it from someone else other than me. Like, man, I'm like this because I've been through this for so long, you know. And then I was like, well, she think I'm good, but if I'm better, maybe she'll be better. If she know that I'm making even more efforts to be what not just what she needed, but more than that.
So were you praying for a man like your godfather?
I wanted somebody to elevate for me. He gave me my godfather all over again. My godfather, he was a provider. He was a good man. He was laid back like Walter. He didn't run no streets like Walter. He had 1 or 2 good friends like Walter.
Same job.
He was a retired truck driver like Walter. Walter been a truck driver 20-something years. And me and my little niece, whose same baby shower I went to, we took it kind of hard when he passed away because that was daddy. He everything. He just like my godfather. He everything. And I'm like, dang, this how you work, Lord?
It was really simple. I just asked God for somebody for me. That was it.
So y'all prayed the same prayer?
Yeah, but I didn't ask for certain little, no, I said, no, send me what's best for me. I went over a year without, I wasn't dealing with another woman. You know, I wasn't even looking for another woman. So it probably was about 8 or 9 months. And then, women was saying little things on Facebook and stuff like that, but I was like, it's whatever. And like we said before, I ended up giving her a call. She out of all other people, she was the only one I called.
If you know that's somebody that you want to spend the rest of your life with, I think you need to go to counseling. Because one thing about it, what you see is what you're going to get, and it ain't going to change unless that person want to change it. You get married, you become one, and you're supposed to want this life partner. So in order to have a life with a partner, you need to know your partner. Not just when you met. You need to know what they've been through. You need to know what you're facing. So knowing if you really want to deal with this throughout, because everybody mindset not the same. Everybody not going to change on the same accord. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really know, are you going to be willing to deal with this, to be with this person? Do you want to go through this? Because as I said, my personality is stronger than his personality. He's not going to say much. But when he does say something, he going to mean it. He's showed it, proven it to me. So don't marry and say, you wasn't like this before I married you. Yes, you were like that. You ignored the signs because you wanted to be married that bad.
And also
you
help
really
you.
willing to, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice and see what need to be worked out, the kinks that need to be worked out to make you progress and grow. Because nothing in life is perfect. You got to grow and you got to learn from one another.
And also help you understand yourself better. Know what's just stuff stemmed from, where it came from in your past. Why you been doing this for so long.
If y'all didn't go to counseling, you think y'all would still be together right now?
Nope. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the baggage. At a certain point in time, people got to know when to stop. And sometimes they don't. And everybody don't know how to deal. You might can take something and deal with something a little longer than what I could take and deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So I probably might be walking away from something good because of something that I can't tune out. When some people have tunnel vision, can tune everything out. You know what I'm saying? And then me, I could tune stuff out to a certain extent, but what you're not gonna do is keep coming for me. So therefore, period.
I agree with what she said. You know,
So I think
hold on, baby. Hold
counseling saved us
Hold on.
on that perspective.
I agree also that we probably wouldn't have made it, because I always told her I don't want her to be like anyone else. I just want her to be the best Aaronette she's gonna be. And so I see growth. I'm constantly seeing growth since counseling. She like I say, she recognized things on her own. I don't have to bring it to her attention. I just see a difference.
Yeah, you go ahead. You're the man. Go ahead.
Before, I would say probably about a 4 or a 5. And that's a lot to do with me too. You know, not just her.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 5.
Yeah. As good as things are, I was still about a 7.5 to an 8. I don't think we'll never arrive to a 10, but
don't say no.
Well,
don't
we keep shooting high.
Okay, well,
regardless, no matter how good we get.
That.
Listen,
you don't speak that. You speak what's right.
No matter how good we are to each other, I think you always can be better. You know, I've always heard.
Oh yeah, you did say you don't put a cap on nothing. So
yeah,
okay. If you want to look at it,
you could be better. There's always room for improvement.
Okay.
So what would you rate it?
A 7. I mean, like with certain situations, they have improved, but I feel like it could do better. It's still work there, but I feel like we getting better. It's getting a whole lot better. Trust me. But
y'all might have to leave.
You know this on camera.
With patience, listening, focus. It's the way we love. It's the way we love. With surprises, check-ins, and sacrifice.